are behind me, ready to talk all things. But first of all, we're going to go to the celebrity panel. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're going, but there's some celebrities on the People's panel. Hello, Howie and AJ from the Backstreet Boys. The only reason you're here is because we have the smallest studio in the world and we couldn't fit you all in there, but I'm going to come back and chat to you in a bit, OK? All right, brilliant. Let's go meet the celebrity panel first of all. First up, it's the master of the mystical, Darren Brown. Next up, it's Nick and Brian from the Backstreet Boys. You'll always get your Daily Mail delivered. Poster strike or no poster strike, it's the Mail Star and Nathan. Hello, my lovely panel. Right.
Hello, Hollow Willy B.
Hello. So tonight.
Yes.
Horrible when somebody goes out like that. I know it's the fairest thing to do, to put it down to the public vote. Do you think it's a little bit of a cop-out?
And even more horrible to actually sit it live. You know, we're all sort of cheering and loving it. It's fantastic, but it's so sad. Cop-out? Well, I don't know. Do they know what the
No, they have no idea. That is a
then I guess it's not a cop-out. It's a shame, though, isn't it? It was a shame. It didn't seem. Right, then again, I'm not a teenage girl, so I don't know what that fan base is.
None of you are teenage
girls. As it turns out.
Nick, as a singer, do you think the right vocalist left the competition, or do you think we've lost the talent there in Rachel?
No, I don't think the right person stayed. So I think that, and you know, that's not taking away because Brian and myself were talking about this, and there's a couple aspects to the competition. You know, there's entertainment value, and then there's likability. So I mean. But we didn't feel that way.
It did seem that Rachel kind of struggled with the likeability thing, Brian. It was like the first 2 weeks she was in the bottom two always. She survived last week. She sort of got through and she was fine. And this week she's back down there. She didn't seem to connect with the public, even though she turned it around so well.
I agree with you. I agree with you. We were talking about that as well, about being able to connect with the audience is part of showmanship. And I honestly think that Rachel could sing probably 4 or 5 of the contestants on the show under the table.
Really?
Because I think she's amazing. But at the same time, you have to be able to connect with the audience. And you know, that was an example of the popularity vote tonight of Lloyd staying versus, you know...
Sarah,
Rachel.
what are the headlines going to be tomorrow? I mean, are they going to suddenly be saying, it's unfair, he wasn't... They've always said they'll judge that on that vocal, and yet Lloyd quite... you know, blatantly wasn't the best vocal.
Oh, completely, and I think the only reason why Simon actually took it to deadlock was simply that poor little Lloyd, I mean, at one point, Simon actually put like this on the camera because he wanted him to stop. It was actually so awful to listen to.
We can actually show that. We've got this little clip here, and I think you can actually see Lloyd even apologising at one point, mid-song. Look, you can see him here, just going, I can't. It had the R factor, didn't it? I mean, you all just wanted to run up and snuggle him. Darren, you're into all this kind of NLP, sort of power of the mind stuff, right? Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to predict the winner. I know you said that on Twitter. I'm not going to do it. But what I'm going to ask you is, when Simon, or the other judges, Simon particularly does it, says things like, I know the public are going to vote for you, or they should really vote for you. Now, is that some clever trick that we then go, oh, I'm going to pick up my phone and vote, even though I didn't think I was going to do it?
I felt a bit like that with Daniel. I'm a big fan of Daniel, and I feel Daniel probably deserves to win. But there was a strange week when Louis suddenly said, people don't like you, and it's like he sort of says it, and then suddenly it becomes a real thing, and then you have all the fairly sort of mean-spirited press as well, and it sort of becomes. I think it's horrible. You had a real buttock on a couple of weeks ago, a journalist who was saying that it does them good, and I can't see how that does anybody's good.
What, the bad press does them good? The bad
press, yeah. So I wonder how much. I think it makes a huge difference. I think I'm aware of the press. I don't read it because I don't really like it. So I don't know to what extent those things really do get taken up by the public, or whether they say it and it becomes real.
I mean, boys, how do you deal with the press? I mean, if there's bad press about you, what do you do? Do you not read it? I mean, how do you deal with that fame?
I mean, not everybody likes the Backstreet Boys. You know, there's...
I don't know who they are.
No, but
we've gone through that in the past.
You know, we've been together for almost 17 years, and, you know, we had a rise to fame, and then when you get to the top, you know, there are people that want to see you go down. But at the same time, like, you know, in Daniel's situation, you know, he's the only one in the world that can believe in himself right now. And if he does that, then his confidence will come back.
Sarah, who are the Daily Mail readers sort of hoping is going to go through and win this? Because I know that you've sort of had this thing about Stacey in the press, kind of saying, is she for real? Is that kind of slightly silly thing?
I think we absolutely adore Stacey. I think there's something about her that it's so every person. I mean, you can't. She looks like Bambi. She sings amazingly. She's a really great entertainer. I got so upset with Simon going, oh, look, she can move. You're like, shut up. She can walk. Of course she can walk.
Of course she can. She's,
yeah.
Well, listen, I'm going to go over and talk to the People's Panic because I see them chomping at the bit over there. But you guys stay here and you can chip in as well. Guys, I'm a-coming for you. OK, so you've heard what the celebrities have to say. Make way for my bottom. Thanks. So, did the right person go tonight? Do you think Rachel should have stayed in the competition?
I personally think yes. I think vocally she was better. But I do think, and something never clicked with her. I personally think it was because she was never given the right songs in the first place.
OK.
Because when she sung her own songs, she was phenomenal.
Yeah, this is true, isn't it? Actually, you're
when
very
she does the
true.
high-tempo stuff, it just never seems to come across.
Now, I felt incredibly sorry for Lloyd tonight. Obviously, a bad throat. As a singer, AJ, what happens if you have got a poorly throat? Do you just have to battle on through?
You do. I mean, in our case, we can kind of lean on one another. If one of us is sick, if one of us is having a bad night, if we just do one of these, we'll look at one of the guys and be like, hey, cover my, part. But when you're on your own like that, you just got to take care of your child. I mean, this is your livelihood. This is your everything. So.
OK. Now, what did we think about the twins getting through again? This lady says no.
I'm not happy. I'm not
the twins.
really not. I'm getting uncomfortable with it now, to be honest. I really think
Do you think good people are going? I mean,
it's not fair to send people who can actually sing home and they stay free.
You've got to think about if you think about same difference. They weren't that good last year and they made it all the way to the final. So I think Jedward are going to do the exact same.
You think they're going to be in the final?
Possibility to win as well, I think.
Oh, goodness me. OK, and what about, boys? What about Cheryl? Did she look better tonight? I mean, as a boy's opinion, did you think last night's dress wasn't quite...
it kind of looked like she'd, run naked into a clock shop. Hid behind two of them, but no, she looks... hot tonight.
Hot tonight, so she got it back.
Yeah, stick to a magnet with that dress yesterday, so she needs to
Simon
watch
got
out.
his fair share last night too.
He got his fair share? What do you mean?
When Cheryl bent over.
Well, that I couldn't possibly comment on. So who do you think at the moment is going to be sort of the forerunning to win this?
Lucy.
Ollie. What is
he's
it
just
about
got
Ollie?
the likability factor and his dance moves.
Yeah.
OK.
And he ripped his shirt.
I know, it's just a minute. Jamie Afro, obviously it was Rock Week for him this week.
Not digging him.
He really rocked it.
You like him? You think he's brilliant? Let's ask you.
Jamie's brilliant, but he's not going to win. But he is a brilliant singer.
OK, you nearly fell off there. Are you OK?
Yeah, I lost a heel, it's fine.
OK, good. All right then, let's... Howie, who do you want to win?
After watching last night's performance, I'd probably say Ollie. To me, is the... I could do without the shirt taking off thing. I could do without that.
Apparently he wasn't going to do that. He did it in rehearsals as a joke, and then Simon was watching on the monitor and went, "That's brilliant! You have to do that."
We did that about 15 years ago.
Yeah, we used to do that
years ago. See, the pros.
Can't really say don't do it.
Okay, was anybody shocked by the bottom two tonight? Did anybody think that was the wrong?
I think Rachel's got a spectacular voice.
No. What is going through your mind? Because you've got half of the audience cheering and half of the audience booing.
Yeah.
So what do you...
I know, I don't really care, because Backstreet Boys is here. You know what I mean?
Look, guys, I feel like you have to take on the chin because you don't know who's going to go and who's going to leave, and you just need to be on that stage and realise that you put your best performance out there, and you don't know what the public are going to vote. So. Yeah.
Okay, well actually, the Backstreet Boys have got a little treat for you, haven't you, boys? You want to sing bigger?
We do. Since you guys are such great fans of ours, we actually want to invite you guys to our concert.
And everyone else to buy the tickets also.
Oh, bless you. Well, listen, panel, thank you very, very much. Big round of applause for our celebrity panel. Thank you guys. And we'll chat to you guys in a bit. But they rocked their socks off this weekend. But what did the king of rock ballad, John Bon Jovi, make of them all? This is the choice.